Hello everybody. Have you ever been to a wedding? Did everyone dress up nice and smart? Was there dancing? I bet there was loads of food and drink though, right? Can you imagine if you went to a wedding and they ran out of food or drink? How tragic would that be? Do you know, Jesus went to a wedding in a place called Cana in Galilee. And that's exactly what happened. The wedding hosts ran out of wine to offer for people to drink. And Mary, Jesus' mother, informs Jesus about this and tells all the workers to do whatever Jesus says to them. And someone who saw all this happen was John, one of Jesus' followers and friends. And he wrote it all down for us in his account of Jesus' life in the Bible. Listen to what John wrote about what Jesus did. Jesus said to the servants, "Fill the jars with water." So they filled them to the brim. Then he told them, "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet." They did so, and the master of the banquet tasted the water that had been turned into wine. He did not realize where it had come from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew. Then he called the bridegroom aside and said, "Everyone brings out the choice wine first, and then the cheaper wine after the guests have had too much to drink. But you have saved the best until now." So, did you hear that correctly? They ran out of wine at a wedding. And Jesus says to his followers, "You see those huge jars over there? Fill them up with water, not wine, water. And then after that, pour it out for the master of the wedding." And what came out? Not the water they put in, but wine. Jesus had turned water into wine. And not just cheap wine either, but the best possible wine you could find or buy anywhere. Now, I don't know about you, but if I was at that wedding and saw that, I would be like, wow, who is this Jesus guy? Where did he come from? And how does he have power like this? Do you know, there are around 50 miracles of Jesus recorded in the Bible. And over the summer holidays, we're going to look at 5 more miracles that are recorded in the book of John. After John writes about this particular wedding in Cana, he says these words in John 2, verse 11. "What Jesus did here was the first of the signs through which Jesus revealed his glory, and his disciples believed in him." In other words, all these miracles of Jesus that we're going to see demonstrate that Jesus really is the Son of God, who he says he is, and that they help us to understand more about him and his purposes for our lives, how we can trust him and his power in our daily lives. I don't know about you, but I can't wait to hear what our good friend John in the Bible says about his good friend Jesus next time. See you then.